こんにちは。アルファアドバイザーズの坂下です。今日は金融工学大学院特集ということで、なんと全米トップの金融工学大学院 UC バークレーのアドミッションの方に来ていただいています。で、卒業生の方ももう金融ですね。半分以上がインベストメントバンク。その中でも金融工学なので、いわゆる投資銀行部門というよりは、もっとトレーディングとかマーケットとか、今日詳しく就職のところも伺っていこうと思いますけれども、それから、トップのヘッジファンド、アセットマネジメント、そういった業界に卒業生がもうすごい割合で入っていると。で、卒業後の年収も、やはり非常に給与も高い業界ですので、だいたい20万ドルから最高で30万ドルプラス20万ドル前後の、10万ドル前後のね、3、4ボーナスということで、かなり給与の面でも、それからキャリアパスっていう面でも、特に金融、ヘッジファンド、アセットマネジメント、クオンツ、そちらに行きたい方に大人気になっています。アルファでも金融工学に進む方、非常に増えていまして、大学からそのまま直接留学する方もいますし、あとは数年働いてから行かれる社会人の方もいます。で、今日はプログラムの魅力についてたくさんお話ししていただこうと思います。アルファでは今まで17年間、社会人の方のキャリアパス、キャリアアップを応援してきまして、最近は MBA、EMBA、いわゆるもうビジネスのエリアでマネージャーになっていく、キャリアアップしていく上では、すごくトラディショナルな伝統的なキャリアパスだったんですけども、最近は今日お話しする金融工学とか、ファイナンス専門の大学院に行く方も出てきています。で、転職もたくさんサポートしていて、やはり最近は金融に行きたいという方ね、たくさん来ていただきます。代表の入住さんもゴールドマンサックス出身ですし、で、先ほどお話したようにね、ゴールドマンサックスでも投資銀行部門 M&A だけではなくて、今日は特にヘッジファンド、アセマネ、そちらに向かいたい方はね、必見の回になっているかなと思います。で代表の入住さんは、商社からシカゴ大学のビジネススクール、そこからゴールドマンサックスを経て、今、アルファで皆さんのサポートをしています。で、この金融工学はね、本当に今、人気が出てきていて、結構、特に若い方ですね、アセマネヘッジファンド行きたいっていう方、たくさん来ていただいております。私はヘルスケアのキャリアからコロンビア大学の教育大学院に行きまして、今はアルファで皆さんのサポートをしております。たくさん PE ファンド、それから事業会社でキャリアアップするコンサルに行く、そういった声いただいてるんですが、ぜひ個別の相談は無料相談チャット、こちらのウェブサイトのチャットまで来ていただければと思います。今日は英語のセッションになるんですけれども、ご質問があれば YouTube のコメント欄から入れていただければと思います。なかなか金融工学の大学院ってね、アルファぐらいかなと、日本でサポートしているのはアルファぐらいかなと思いますし、本当に何をやるんだろうとか、あとは受験の様式っていうのも MBA などとも少し違うんですね。プレリクイジットっていう、要件がややプラスされているところがあるので、今日は受験プロセスについても詳しく伺っていきたいなと思います。そう、あとはですね、7月の31日にちにイベントがあります。浜松町のインターコンチネンタルホテルで7月31日、平日なんですが、夜の時間ですね。で、今日来ていただいている UC バークレー、バークレーハウス MBA ビジネススクールが、この7月31日は来てくれるんですけども、この今日のファイナンシャルエンジニアリングも、あの、参加としてはビジネススクールの中にある学校ですね。で他の学校もたくさん来ますので、ぜひ31日皆さん足を運んでいただければと思います。YouTube の概要欄にリンクがありますので、そちらからご登録して来てください。So today we have a great guest from UC Berkeley and financial engineering graduate program, and we would like to share with you about the program and unlock your path to Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, Point72, Millennium, and lots of hedge funds. And we offer lots of support about MBA application and grad school application, and also career support to such Goldman Sachs and Point72, such as such great financial institutes. So Alpha has founded about 17 years ago, and TJ is the CEO of Alpha. He has been supported lots of candidates to top business school and also grad school. Recently, growing number of people are coming to us for applying to financial engineering program. So today, Diane from UC Berkeley will share the program overview, also application process and career report and so on. So if you want to apply for a financial engineering program or wants to consult with us about your school selection process and also your career path, please feel free to ask us for free consultation at our website. So Diane, thank you very much for your time, and we are very excited to have you here and looking forward to your presentation.
Thank you, Emmy, for having me today. Hi, everyone. My name is Diane Dean. I am the Director of Admission and Marketing for the Master of Financial Engineering program here at UC Berkeley School of Business. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our program and what it is that we offer our candidates, what you would need to apply and so forth. So we are a one-year master's program that begins in March of each year. Within the one-year program is going to be an integrated internship period. We also have a two-year option, which I'll talk a little bit about shortly. But a little bit more about our program is that the courses are taught by ladder faculty and industry professional. Courses are designed exclusively for MFE students to learn about the skills and technique that they would need to apply in the financial industry. Majority of the coursework is going to be team-based, and we work very closely with our students to ensure that they are working with different students throughout the year. In addition to the curriculum that we have built, students have the opportunity to explore topics outside of the curriculum, such as topics that they are interested in the industry, or it could be an industry project where it is a topic that is offered to us by the employer, such as BlackRock, Citi, just to name a few, who have worked with us directly, providing topics and sharing with the students, and they work directly with the students. Throughout the year, we also offer practice seminars, which give students the opportunity to learn about the industry, what opportunities are available, and to learn. And as I mentioned, there is an integrated internship period within the one-year program. Our internship period, we have two cycles. One is in the summer timeframe, and then the second internship period, which typically is going to be between mid-October to January timeframe. Our team works directly with students on trying to help students secure these opportunities. A little bit about the two-year program is that it is very similar in the sense that the courses are going to be the same. You'll have access to the career support and all of that. However, students are going to be studying over a two-year period. They'll take a lighter workload. The other thing to note is that we don't offer visas for students who are interested in the part-time program. If you are an international candidate, you would have to study from your home country remotely. Of course, depending on what the visa options are, you can probably come visit every now and then if you want to come in person to connect with the team or your classmates. So that's the main difference. More about our career services. We have a proven track record of helping our students in internship full-time, and then also helping them with other aspects of their career support, such as salary negotiation, resume workshop, cover letters, and all of that. This is the salary information that you can see on here for the class that graduated in 2024. For the 2025, the data will not be available until sometime in end of August of this year, as we are still collecting data from our students and verifying the information. If you want to see more, you can definitely check out our website. We try to update it as best as possible, as regularly as possible when new information becomes available. Here are some other resources that we offer when it comes to career services. In addition to working with students on the resume, cover letters, workshops, and sessions, we have a dedicated resume book and job posting website that only opportunities available where the employer, we work directly with them. We have a vast network of employers, alumni who continue to hire from our program. MFE is STEM recognized, which means that students are eligible to work in the US on the OPT for 1 year, and STEM recognized allows them to extend an additional 2 years if the company is eligible for that. We have workshops, opportunities for students to brush up on their skills, whether it's learning further Python skills, C++, or it could be that you need to brush up on your technical interviewing skills. We have career coaches who do that, alumni career coaches who will come to help, who make themselves available to you. We also have alumni who come and host sessions and workshops for our students. And then we work with a variety of different partners to bring job fair opportunities to you. Here are some of the functions and the opportunities that our students go into. Of course, very typical finance type roles, but something to note is that it is highly quantitative roles that they're taking on. Now students are going into more tech, data science type functions that you can see in opportunity-wise. You know, fintech and tech startups are areas that more students are going into and are interested in. Here are some of the notable employers who have recruited, hosted sessions, projects for our program. As you can see, you know, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, BlackRock, just to name a few. And then here are a few of our alumni who have gone through the program. We have students from all around the world, coming from the US, coming from China, Asia, other parts of Asia, Europe, and Central America, South America too. We also have more alumni on our website. So these are just a select few, and Emmy can share with you the links to that, this presentation if you want to take a look at it further. Moving on to the admissions requirement, what it is that we require in order for you to be considered for the master's program. You will need to have at least a bachelor's degree that is equivalent to the US 4-year degree. So each country will have its own set of minimum requirements. So if you're coming from Japan, for instance, it will be a 4-year bachelor's degree that is equivalent to the US. We do require GMAT or GRE exam. For these exams, we only look at percentile. We want to see scores in the 90th percentile for the quantitative section, and for verbal, 70 percentile. We take the highest score, so candidates can retake the exam multiple times. TOEFL will be required. TOEFL or IELTS will be required for international candidates, especially if you're coming from Japan, China, India. We will require the TOEFL, and most other Asian countries, we will also require that exam. You just need to meet the minimum requirement, which is a 90 in the IBT, and then an overall band of 7 for the IELTS exam. We also require 2 letters of recommendation for our application. Letters of rec should come from either a direct supervisor or a professor. Really choose someone who knows your profile, knows you well, who can really talk about your skill sets when it comes to your quant skills, your programming skills, or your finance skills. We have 4 different deadlines throughout the year for candidates to apply for our program, but we're also on a rolling basis. While the next deadline coming up is going to be October 1st, and that's going to be the final deadline to apply for spring 2026 entry. And right now we are admitting for spring 2026 entry. You're welcome to submit your application between now and October 1st if you want to be considered for that. We do keep the application open for a couple more weeks after the deadline, but those applications may be reviewed on a space available basis. So just keep that in mind if you're going to apply after, but they will be considered and reviewed also. What are the skills that we're looking for? We look for candidates who have strong quantitative skills, strong programming. You need to have strong communication. You need to have coursework in machine learning, and of course, strong intuition and logic. So more specifically, these are the prerequisite courses that we need you to complete. In most cases, many of our candidates will need to complete at least a couple of courses, if not more, during their time that they apply to the program. So don't be worried if you have to take a few courses. We take into consideration courses that are in progress. As long as you complete the course before the program start date, then you should be fine. And we work very closely with our candidates to ensure that they have all the courses, the preparation they need in order to succeed in the MFE program. Some prerequisite courses to pay attention to includes partial differential equations, numerical analysis. Oftentimes we see that candidates, even coming from an engineering or pure math background, may not have these courses completed. So pay attention to that. For the finance preparation, you really only need 2 courses. We usually recommend like a course in investment and macroeconomics, or corporate finance would also work. We encourage CFA, but it's not a requirement. It's more so we will also consider, work experience when it comes to the finance preparation. So someone who's been working in the industry for a few years, very familiar with finance, the formulas that you might use or the terminology that is used within the industry, then you should be fine. But when it comes to the math preparation, you need to make sure you have coursework. And of course, there is the programming piece. Our emphasis is going to be on the Python courses and also machine learning using Python. But because the industry does still use C++, we do encourage some preparation in C++, but the industry is trending away from that programming language. So you really want to make sure that you're strongest in Python. And of course, everyone is expected to have very strong writing, communication, and presentation skills in English. Here's our class makeup. You can also see this on our website. It's just a brief overview of what our student body looks like. They come from a variety of different backgrounds. The other thing I want to mention is that while these are the commonly seen majors and backgrounds that our students come from, math, statistics, engineering, finance, you don't have to have a specific major in order to apply to the program. You can have any major. What it really comes down to is the prerequisite courses, and these are the courses that I mentioned. These are the baseline courses that you should have in order to apply to the program and do well and succeed in our MFE. Many come with just a bachelor's, but we do have a few who come with master's and PhDs already. And of course, the average age we're seeing is 25. Majority come with very high test scores. But again, if you don't have the test scores, does not mean that you're not qualified. We take the highest score. We've definitely admitted students whose scores are below what we would like to see. And of course, we have students who are coming from all around the world. Some financial aid information for international candidates. Majority of our students will pay or fund their degree through loans. And we have a loan option that allows students to borrow up to $60,000. And you don't need a cosigner here in the US in order to apply for that loan. There's also other loan options if you want to apply for it, if you have a cosigner, or there are, you can definitely take a loan from your own home country if that works for you. Of course, you can also use your personal funds. In addition to loan opportunities, there are a few scholarships available. A couple of the notable scholarships are the merit-based scholarships. Those you do not need to apply for. All candidates will be considered, and if you are eligible or the committee would like to offer you the scholarship, you will receive that at the time of your admissions offer. For the other scholarships that we have, there's a need-based scholarship that we give up to $10,000. That is based on funding, so if we run out of funding by the time you're applying, but even though you're qualified, you may not receive the scholarship. And then there are some donor scholarship available where our donors, finance professionals or alumni who have donated to the program to fund some scholarships for students. But these are really small, would not be able to cover the full cost of tuition. Any scholarship we offer is just going to cover maybe a partial tuition or maybe just like books or something like that. It's not going to cover the full cost. So you really want to pay attention to what loan opportunities are available, what funding you might have. And of course, there's also private scholarships that you're welcome to apply to from either your home country or whatever opportunities are available that we list on our website, and you're welcome to check those out. No guarantee there, but we do encourage it. One organization that we work with closely is the Financial Women of San Francisco. This is a scholarship that is available where students who are interested in going into the finance field can apply for it. But you will be competing with other schools in the Bay Area who, students in the Bay Area who are also interested in applying for that too. But that's just one that I can think of right now that we partner with. All right, moving on. Here's a brief glimpse of what our curriculum looks like during the year. As I mentioned, we are a March start program as of currently, and then you will go through the program. The courses in the spring and summer are all required courses. And then the courses in the fall and winter, we offer elective opportunities, but there will also be at least one core course. The internship, as I mentioned, it takes place either during the summer or during the fall timeframe. Students who do obtain an internship during the summer will have to take classes while on their internship, even if the internship is on site. And we work with our students on that closely to ensure that they are able to manage the coursework while doing their internship. Moving on to this career student services, some of the resources that we offer to our students throughout the year includes, we have a week orientation. We host a variety of events and activities throughout the year so the students can get to know each other. All of our students are part of the Financial Engineering Student Association, which gives students the opportunity to participate and voice their opinions and concerns and how they want the program to go, whether it's career aspects, courses, or social activities. Students will either have a board role where they are an officer working directly with the program office, or they have a committee member role where they work directly with a different VP of the FISA organization. We also have the Women's Leadership Initiative group where all of our women are included in that. Events hosted for this group are open to all students, so we don't exclude any students out of it, but these are designed specifically for women who want to advance their career in the field of finance. And of course, this is a network that's going to last you your entire life. So all students I've known alumni throughout the year who keep in touch with their classmates till this day. So it's a great network that you'll have after completing the program. Some resources other services that we offer to our students include a high frequency trading lab. We have a dedicated lab space for students to study, to do their research. We have dedicated Bloomberg terminals. I think on campus there are four dedicated to MFE students and a total of 12 on campus, which students are all eligible to use all terminals that are available. In addition to that, we have a variety of financial databases, statistical and analytical software packages, and financial data that you can utilize during your time in the program for research or coursework. If data is not available and you need it for your research and it's important, the program will support that if there is funding available to support that. All right, and then I'm coming to the conclusion of the presentation here where I have resources available to you, where you can better prepare for courses, recommended readings that you can consider, And then if there's questions and concerns that we didn't answer today, you're welcome to send us an email or give us a call. We're very responsive. We try to get back to candidates within 24 to 48 hours. Once you've been admitted into the program, we work very closely with our candidates. We ensure their preparation. We ensure they're prepared, whether it's for their academics or for their career success. It's something that we are very dedicated to, and we have worked very closely and throughout the years. And unlike many of the other programs out there, we do work very closely to ensure that we are prepared for the program. One other thing I want to mention on here is that we do offer some pre-program courses. The pre-program courses are courses that we have designed for our students coming into the program to better prepare them. These courses are offered outside of the curriculum and takes place just before classes begin. Typically, we offer them from December to February. International students usually take them online. Even domestic students will take them online too. But it's live sessions that students view, and then there's dedicated teaching assistants to help you with assignments as needed. Of course, the instructor are also available to students. And we have 3 specific courses, one in math, statistics, and Python, to better refresh students' skills. These courses are also open to anybody who is interested in exploring and learning more about what the industry has to offer and how you can better apply those skills. It's a great way to determine whether going into the MFE is the right path for you. So we've seen people take 1 or 2 courses or industry professional who are just looking to refresh their skills. So at this time, I'm happy to take questions, whatever questions you might have about the program. I've, again, shared the links to the presentation and then a few links on how to reach out to us, our resources. So feel free to check that out.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for the very informative presentation. And before I move to Q&A session with the audience, I have a question. I have a few questions I'd like to ask about the program and also curriculum and the career outcome. So the first one about the curriculum. So could you provide an overview of the program? Specifically, are there any courses that all students must take, like core course, and there are elective course available to tailor the program to individual interests?
Yeah, so as I mentioned here, this is our curriculum. This is just a brief overview of our curriculum. Courses that are offered in the spring from March to May, and courses offered in the summer from June to August are all core courses. These are the baseline courses, and each term, typically students take anywhere between 3 to 4 courses in a term. Our term runs for 8 weeks long, with a 9th week final, and oftentimes there is a break between each term. So if you look at the spring term, you'll see that the core courses are investment and derivatives, empirical methods in finance, and stochastic calculus with asset pricing applications. And then in the summer, we have derivatives, quant methods, fixed income markets, and financial data science. In the fall, there's one course, which is the financial institution and risk management, and the electives follow. The electives, there are some that are geared towards, finance-oriented courses in areas of interest. And then now we are adding more data science, machine learning type courses, which you can see here, the control, action, reinforcement learning, and then unsupervised learning, generative AI, and casualty. Those are like data science type courses, but the title can change year to year for that. Now, and then for the winter, we have one core course, and then there is the financial innovation with data science, and then we have dynamic asset management and behavioral finance as elective courses that students can take. Now, outside of the courses that we offer in here, there are also independent study options, which includes our industry projects, so topics that come from an employer such as BlackRock. Perhaps they might give us a topic, the students will apply to learn, basically applying like a job to be a part of that project, and the employer will select the student and work directly with them, and they'll receive a grade for it. So it gives them the opportunity to apply what they've learned in their courses into a real industry type project that could be implemented in the company. And then there are opportunities where students can explore their own topics. Let's say they want to work with a professor within the business school on a specific topic that they don't see within our curriculum. They can propose that topic and get course credit for it. And we track those courses within our process, and it's another way of students applying and learning about the industry based on and tailoring it to how they would like. The trend is that we are going to add more data science that is geared towards finance oriented topics in our curriculum, but through the electives. There are, data science added here and there, or like Python, for instance, added into the various courses. At this time, the plan is to add more courses, elective courses, that is, so that students can better have a better experience in the different areas. But most of what we are offering now, does train them very well, students very well, to ensure that they are getting the best, education so that they can apply it to the industry. And many of our students do say they use about 70% of what they've learned from our program in the industry. So it is very applicable.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. The student can expose themselves to more hands-on experience with, so not only very academic side, but also the internship and also company project, like BlackRock project.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So about the internship, summer internship program, so we see lots of holistic support about the career and job opportunity. But what specific support does the program provide for finding internship, for reference network, or some, I don't know, for example, like the company list student apply for internship and so on?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, we have a dedicated job website that is exclusively for MFE students. Like no non-MFE students would not be able to log on and access it. We have a vast network of employer database in our system. What we do is that we work with our students to make sure that their resume is as perfect as possible. Then we put the resume book together and send an email to all of our employer network to continue to solicit opportunities. So some employers will choose to select students from the resume book directly. Other employers may decide, hey, I have this particular role, whether it's internship or full-time. They'll send that to us and we post it on the website, and students will apply. We also work very closely with several employers who know our schedule. So they will from year to year know what our schedule is. So they'll come and recruit directly from our program. For example, Morgan Stanley, BlackRock, we have Millennium, Point72, who come and also recruit SocGen, just to name a few of them who have, hired from our program. They are familiar with our schedule. We've, worked with these employers for over 20 years now. And they know what our students can do. So they come knowing that they will hire our Berkeley MFE students for internship. And the idea of our internship is to lead to full-time opportunities. So many of our students do get return offers from the employer. And we continue to build our network by soliciting opportunities. So we have 3 dedicated career service team members who build employer relations. So we may have a contact, at BlackRock, but for which department? Maybe we only have contact for one department. So they'll go out and try to find more contacts to try to get opportunities for our students, because each group may have different hiring needs. The other thing that they do, that our career service team does, is that they go out and find, they'll, source opportunity online that might be posted. They'll see like a opportunity that makes sense for our students. Instead of just posting that link to our students to apply, we'll do that. And then we'll try to find a contact at that particular company, make a direct contact, call them and try to put, our students' resume in front of them, rather than just applying through a general public link that is available to everybody. So we do have a dedicated team whose work is to, meet with employers, make new contacts, in addition to working with our alumni network. Our alumni network is also a great resource because they've gone through the program, they know what it's about, so they will come back to potentially hire. Instead of asking for money from our alumni, we typically ask them for jobs and opportunities to, further enhance our set of career opportunities for our students.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. So not only support the student side, but also work closely with the company, like doing network and direct contact, and also alumni network. I heard super helpful to student. Thank you. Okay, so the next question we have in our YouTube. So about the location of your institute. So could you let us know some advantages to studying financial engineering in California? So, there are like East Coast is generally considered like more like financial oriented, and Wall Street was there, and lots of like a financial institute out there.
Yeah. So, being in the Bay Area, we are very close to Silicon Valley, which is a great opportunity. I know that oftentimes candidates think that because we're in the West Coast, we don't have connections to the East Coast. We actually have very good connections to the East Coast, to Wall Street in general. But in addition to Wall Street, we also have connections to many of the trading firms that are typically based in Chicago too. We also have connections with companies outside of the US, for London, other parts of Europe, and even in Asia. We have connections in Hong Kong. We have connections in Singapore. At one point, we had quite a few students who were going to Japan also for internships or post MFE, and have been very happy and successful with their career. The good thing about being in the Bay Area is that we can tap into the tech industry. A lot of startups, tech industry, are based in Silicon Valley. The other thing is that we were one of the first programs to start placing our students in internship and career opportunities in data science roles. We were the first. We we saw the industry moving towards that area. We saw the value that our students, financial engineering students, can bring to the tech industry. And fintech has grown quite a bit over the years. So our students are in that space, doing blockchain, crypto, DeFi type of core work. We've also had students who go, because of the way our program is designed and how we follow the industry trend. We've designed courses and added courses that would make our students relevant to any industry and have been able to change back and forth. Even students who've been out of our program for many years, who was pure finance, was able to go into more fintech data science type roles. So we really do prepare our students quite well. I have one alum, career coach, who went from being a trader to being now head of their some sort of data science type role, or working at, I think it was Open Door, perhaps doing more data science type work. And then there was an alum who, originally came to the program thinking that he was going to be a trader. And instead of doing that, he was actually given an opportunity to work at Facebook to be a data scientist. And that opportunity has really given him the skills that allowed him to start his own company, which is highly valued now. And he's actually moved back to his home country to start that company, and is doing very well and is very successful. So the skills that you're learning in the MFE doesn't just limit you to one area. It gives open to opportunities, open doors to many different routes that you can go into.
Oh, thank you. So not only financial industry, but lots of career opportunity out there, and also in the kind of financial industry. So absolutely, so hedge funds are prominent, not only in the United States, such in Chicago and West Coast, but also, I believe, like Hong Kong and Singapore is a significant financial hub.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So the next question is about the prerequisite to the application. So one questions regarding prerequisite is, are all prerequisites required to be courses taken for college credit, or
Yeah, so most courses should be taken for a letter grade or from an accredited institution. However, there are some courses out there that we have pre-approved, and this is why you should definitely take a look at our complete resource list. The complete resource list will have information on where to take courses, which courses are approved. So we know that oftentimes someone, they graduated, been out in the work field for 2 to 3 years and looking to go back to school to do something different, maybe, or to utilize their skills in a different way. And they may not have taken the prerequisites. So we have put together a list of courses and a pre-approved list of courses that they can take to fulfill the prerequisite. So I would highly encourage anybody interested to really click on that link, and it will give you information on, what resources we have put together already. These are all vetted. We don't look at these links every day. So sometimes a course may not be offered anymore, or we added the course a couple of years back, but now they're not being offered anymore because it was not popular, for instance. If you ever encounter something like that, you're welcome to email us. Our team is very responsive about getting back to candidates. If we find that it is not working anymore, we'll find a different course that we'll post on there that candidates can take. We do understand that, because we don't have a specific major type that you should complete, you may not be able to cover all the topics. And, you know, all the topics that we're asking for is in very different departments. There's no major out there that has all of these in prerequisites in one. I know that some schools now are offering like financial engineering, gearing students towards a master's or the industry. But they may not cover all the courses that we're looking for. At this time, these are the prerequisites that we want students to prepare for. So, you know, when it comes to math, oftentimes an accredited institution course is going to be much better for you. But for programming and finance, those courses can be learned anywhere. It's not about learning just the topics, but it's being able to apply it, especially with programming. You can't just like take a course and, okay, now I'm an expert at coding in Python, for instance. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of understanding. And this is why we often say when it comes to programming, you should really have a lot more than just a couple of courses. You really have to have like projects that you've done. How have you applied those skills? And then for finance, again, if you worked in the industry for a few years, you probably are familiar with that. And it could be, you don't have to actually take courses. The CFA is another great route to learn finance too, where you can just take an examination, you know, and you learn a lot through the CFA.
Thank you. So you see the way more like hands-on experience and more fundamental skill for the programming compared to like math or very solid academic courses.
Right.
Thank you. So about the admission process, I'm interested in the admission criteria. I understand the admission process is holistic, but what specific aspect do you prioritize in the personal statement, recommendation letters, in resume, any other interpersonal skill or very hard skill in the application?
Yeah, this is a great question. We get this a lot where candidates often ask, okay, what's, you know, what do we put the most weight on? And we actually don't weight anything, you know, you get a point here and a point there. No, it's a very holistic review process. The committee will look at all aspects of the candidate's profile, and not having like everything perfect doesn't mean that you're not a good, viable candidate for our program. Because the committee takes into consideration, you know, the test scores, the GPA, the prerequisite preparation. What did your rec letter say? Are they just saying, wow, this person did great in the course, they got an A? Or are they talking more about this student worked on this, you know, Python project, building out, you know, modeling certain things, for instance. That's a much more, you know, better letter of recommendation than someone just saying, okay, this person did well in this course. The same goes for if you're going to choose a supervisor, right? If the supervisor didn't really see what you did and how you can how you contributed to the team, it's not going to be very helpful for us. And it's like, oh, this person was a great employee. It's not very helpful. We want to see like, what can they do? And then there are other aspects of the application that we do consider too, such as the video essay. There are essay questions that are taken into consideration, but the essay questions are not designed to be difficult. Like the main essay question is, why do you want to do a financial engineering degree? Like that's our very basic question that we ask everyone. Sometimes the essay questions are not really trying to get to like whether, you know, you're going to do something fantastic after an MFE or something like that, or the MFE is going to help your career, but it's more so like, how did you write that essay? Was it well written? Did you really explain yourself? And then there's also supplemental essays that are optional if candidates want to answer those to share more about themselves and them as an individual. They're welcome to do so, but again, not required at all. So the committee is going to take everything into account. There's not going to be one thing that's going to be like, yes, this is it. I want to admit this candidate. Of course, strong academics, strong preparation in the prerequisite is going to be a plus, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be admitted. We've definitely admitted people whose GPA is not the highest score. We definitely admitted people who did have the highest GPA and scores, but maybe missing some experience or prerequisite. So it's a balance. It's hard to say like this is going to get you in or that's going to get you in. You want to be well-rounded. So those are aspects the committee is going to pay attention to when they're reviewing the profile.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the very detailed admission process. And yeah, actually, some candidates ask for us, should I get some very highest GPA? But the real is the very holistic review, not only GPA and academic achievement, but also the personal statement and who you are in the statements.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you. And so this is a final question for about the financial aid. So either the school loan, I think maximum $60,000. So that's loan separate from loans offered by financial loan company like Prodigy or Empower.
Yeah, so I'm not too familiar with the loan process itself, but this particular loan that is up to $60,000 is a loan that does not require you to have a cosigner. If there are other loan opportunities where you can borrow more if you have a cosigner. So yes, candidates can definitely look into that. I would encourage taking a look at the financial aid section of the website, and it will have some details on there on what they can do in terms of the loans. And then I think there are some private scholarship opportunities that if anyone wants to apply to that. And again, if your home country is going to offer you a loan at a better rate, you can consider that too. Definitely, we have students from India and I think France where they borrow from their own, country, and knowing that obviously the bank is going to assess how if you would pay back or not. That's something that the students can arrange on their own. For us, our program office doesn't handle the actual loan itself. We have a team, a financial aid office team who's dedicated to helping students answer those questions. And then for international students, they have to prove that they have the funding available. So you may have to have a loan letter that says, okay, you have the funding to study here in the US for them to issue the visa. So that's something to keep in mind too, as the student is applying for funding to complete fund their degree. Something that I could say is that many of our students who do take out loans do pay back their loan very quickly, especially the ones who take the loan through our program. We rarely have students default on the loans. You want to keep in mind that if you're going to default on the loan that you borrow from the US, it impacts your visa and your ability to come back to the US. So that's something to keep in mind. But we've never really seen that case. Most students pay back their loans within 2 to 3 years. Some probably take longer, but on average, it is a very quick process because your return on investment after completing the MFE, the salary that will be getting is very high. And what we post is just a starting salary. You don't necessarily see what the other salary that they get in the second year, third year, or when you move to a different, perhaps, this transition into a different role, perhaps, or moving to a different company. So I mean, we've seen some students who retire after a few years of working in the program, and transition to something completely different, doing something maybe they were not thinking that they would want to do, or maybe even starting their own company. I've seen quite a few of that now, many starting their own companies, starting their own businesses.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you. Definitely the return on investment is so huge, I think, in your program. And yeah, I think the Empower and the Prodigy is private run, so the student can apply themselves to the private zone separate from the school offering loan without cosigner.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you all for the very insightful and detailed explanation and discussion. As a closing note, I'd like to hear any final thoughts or closing remarks from your side.
Yeah, so I think for us, it's that, we will take into consideration every aspect of your profile. Oftentimes, we also have application fee waiver opportunity for candidates out there if they're interested in learning more about that. Typically, if you sometimes attend one of our information sessions, we might offer an application fee waiver. The other thing is that if you don't get into the program, don't be discouraged. We've seen candidates reapply year after year. You might not get in the first time, maybe the second time. I've seen someone get in maybe after the fourth time of applying. It is quite competitive. There's a lot to prepare. Preparation is important, and that's something that you do want to pay attention to. So I would say it's always good to start early with your process and preparing to learn more about what it is that you need. It is a commitment. You may be committing at least a year before applying to the program. But once you get into the program, it's very fast paced. Students have, we rarely have disappointed students. And, students are usually very happy with the outcome of the program afterwards.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm so excited to know about the program more detail. And yeah, definitely the program itself is very amazing curriculum and also career support team and admission team to support you. Thank you. So if you are interested in the financial engineering program, you want to apply for UC Berkeley financial engineering, or you have any questions in your prerequisite, please feel free to ask us about your application process, your career strategy, and so on. Thank you
so much.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for watching our YouTube videos. Okay, thank you. Bye.